Welcome everyone to our second ever video of NRL Fantasy Gurus. Thank you all for everyone who watched our first video. It was great to make, and this one's going to be even better. We've got a very controversial topic today. But first, the introductions. To your right, I got that right this time, got Mitch from MITCHS Lads FG. You can look him up, see how he's doing throughout the year. You got Red from Myrmidons FG. You got myself, Alex, from GOOSE FG. Glad to be here at Fantasy HQ. Today's topic, it's a big one. It's
Controversial.
It's controversial. Today we are talking to Cam Smith or not to Cam Smith, to Cam or not to Cam. It's been a contentious topic this year, just as it was last year. Will we bring him in, won't we? We're going to send it over to Red first. He will discuss, I'm guessing, pros of bringing him in, but we will see. Take it over, Red.
Wow, a lot of expectation for me, wearing Melbourne Storm stuff. Some people think that I'm going to go with Cam. I'm going to be very pro Cam. Surprised to say, yes I am. So, pro Cam. We spoke about it on the last video and how he's been so successful with every year. Like, how many times the conversation, they're doing a whole video about it, whether to pick him or not. Like, that's the one player. So it's been a big deal, and it was only really shaken up a little bit last year by Damien Cook. But I still think a forward who makes as many tackles as he does, kicks goals like he does, and now they're talking about how Brandon Smith's going to be in the team and he's going to be playing hooker and Cam's going to go to an attacking role, but the defensive workload won't change. So to me, that just screams more points. I don't understand why it's even a topic anymore. The only way his points would probably go down is if, Storm's in a comfortable lead and then they take him off. He's not playing Origin. He's just going to be there.
It's a big positive.
Absolutely.
No international games, no Origin games.
Nothing.
He's focused on the club this year. Big
right.
positive.
And, if he does go into, a different role when Brandon Smith comes on, it'll probably be lock, some kind of roving forward. Pretty much probably what Ponga would have done in Origin, just that roaming guy who's just there to be and pop up wherever he wants. And what do you want from the best player in the league over the last, 15 years?
He is the fantasy god. He is the most popular fantasy player of all time. For good reason. Mitch, your thoughts on to Cam and not to Cam?
Oh, look, there's no arguing how good Cam has been for a long period of time, but he's getting on. I think his role will get.
Turning 36 this year.
36. I think he's still going to do what he does, but I think they're going to try and slow his workload down a little bit to get a bit more longevity for it. It's a long season, we all know.
And he did sign that 2-year contract at the start of the year. And
I think his percentage this year is only owned in 13.5% of teams. Usually that's up 25-30% mark. And I think that's because there's a lot of good cheaper options out there. Like a guy for me, Andrew McCulloch, at $710,000 this year is an absolute steal. That's $184,000 saving. You can put that into other positions, make your team stronger across the board. So,
I just think that McCulloch doesn't offer the attacking prowess that Cameron Smith does with the way Brodie Croft played last year, and if we're going to start him again, he's got nothing to offer in that respect. And then Cameron Munster is more of a ball runner himself, so there's no real playmaker to a degree, and that's Cameron. And if Brandon Smith comes on the field, that's what he'll be doing. He'll be first receiver pretty much all the time.
I completely agree that he will still have his attacking points, but I think with Seabold going to the Broncos, a player like McCulloch, he was going to go back to playing 80 minutes, and he'd be getting roughly the same points, probably a little bit less than Cam. But if you can save $184,000 and put into other positions, you strengthen your team across the board.
Especially at the start of the year, it's so important. That's how you spread your money. But, there's pros and cons to Cam. I think as essentially a goal-kicking forward, there's, besides Reece Martin, doesn't even look like he's going to play this year. So he's really the only goal-kicking forward this year, which is important if you're putting a lot of points on the board, which they did last year. A lot of wingers tries, and he was slotting them for the wingers.
Still a lot of strike in that team.
Yeah, a lot of strike. I don't think they'll score as many points this year, to be honest. They have looked poor in trials form. It is trials, so I'm not going to take that down as law. But his goal kicking forward.
Parramatta's going to win the premiership this year then.
Based on trial form, yes, Parramatta should win the
title. Here first.
Heard it here first. Yeah. No, not mine.
Every year, every Parramatta fan.
At least we're not May premiers, okay?
But he's
Dragons.
for the first time in a long time. I think he's not the most expensive hooker in NRL fantasy, and that is going to Damien Cook this year, who's nearly $1 million starting price, which is just out of this world. So we'll see if he can live up to that price tag. So second highest hooker. Getting older. I'm fence sitting on this one, fellas. I'm honestly fence sitting. I'm in and out. I do have McCulloch in my team as of now. I have no Cam. But that could change up to season start. I think it will take a lot for me to bring in Cam. If I can get both in, I will. But as of now, I am no Cam. I'm guessing he's been in your team since the start.
100%. And to his point, I actually have both Cam and McCulloch. I think that the conversation about only having McCulloch, I think that doesn't tell you whether to Cam or not to Cam. That gives you the option still to do so. I think the guy who won it last year had 3 or 4 hookers in his team. He killed it because he just did that. That's right. So it's not about whether to Cam or not to Cam because there's other guys out there. I really think realistically you've got to choose between Cam and Cook. I think that's more just as important a conversation. And then when you look at that, Cook is $100,000 more. Yeah, he had a little bit up the middle, but you know his projected score is going to go down. I'm sorry, Wayne Bennett is a fantasy killer. I don't care who you ask. He's been killing people. Like McCulloch went to nothing, and now that's why he's so cheap because of bloody Wayne Bennett. And then the projected points that they've got on the fantasy website for Damien Cook is 47. Now, even if he doesn't get quite that low, but still around the 50 mark, he's going to lose money straight away.
There is a little bit of doubt, that McCulloch will be on the bench taking minutes from Cook, which did happen in the last trial last night. So I'm not going to say that Wayne Bennett will have a second hooker on the team when they know they have a proven 80-minute hooker. But he's been known to do this stuff before.
Yeah.
So there is a buyer's beware there for Cook, although he has been selected in a lot of teams for the price tag that he is. Yeah.
I'll say this, there's no arguing how good Cam's been. Every year I've had Cam in my team. For me this year, I'm not going to have Cam because I know I can get as good options, maybe a little bit off the pace for nearly $200,000 less, and I can put that into other positions and make my team across the board stronger. So for me, at the moment, it's a pass on Cam, but there's no disputing what that guy's done in fantasy, and he's won a lot of people, fantasy competitions.
For me, I think there's a lot of value in fantasy for hookers at the moment. You got Cam, Cook, McCulloch, Hodgson. You got McInnes.
I think McInnes is a good option.
McInnes is a good option. You have who else is out there for good priced hookers?
Jake Friend actually.
Jake Friend.
Points versus dollars, he's actually the best hooker. So the amount of points that he got last year and what he cost this year, he's actually the number one.
He really picked it up. At the start of the year, he was slow last year, and that dropped his value right down. He's at $701,000 now, so he's even cheaper than McCulloch. And if he can, the problem with him, you're only going to get about 65 minutes unless they stop carrying a spare hooker on the bench. If he goes back to 80 minutes, then he's almost a must-have.
Yeah. I think obviously Teamless Tuesday, I think that everybody's looking for you. I think that could be a big sell between the two of these, but I just think that, I think Cam, you just have to have it because you're not restricting yourself by having Cam. You can't only have one hooker. You can have as many as you bloody want, really. And I think you got to have him in there. If you've got to pick between the top 5 players, I think Cam has to be there along with one of the others.
There is no doubt you do need a top tier hooker in your team.
Absolutely.
It's proven in fantasy. Every winner ever started with that top tier hooker. There's some great mid-range options. Like I said, there's Hodgson, there's Reid Marnie who will be playing 80 minutes for Parramatta, I'm assuming, this year. So I think I'd have him as a second or third hooker. But you do need that big-time hooker.
You need your captain.
You need your captain.
Hooker.
So there it is. I think to Cam and not to Cam, we have pro Cam.
Absolutely. We've got to have Cam.
No Cam.
Save your money, spend it elsewhere.
And classic fence sitter, but I'm leaning towards no. let's see if anything changes my mind. Teamless Tuesday.
Looking forward to it.
Teamless Tuesday.
So exciting. So 2 weeks left till the season starts. Couldn't be more excited. Also, I'd like to talk about a few other things. I think, Mitch, you want to talk about our league?
Yeah, so we have obviously the Fantasy Gurus League going at the moment. There's still a few spots left to join us. We're filling up pretty quick.
Now we've got a few players that have joined this week, so we want to fill that up. Who's joined us, Mitch?
We've got the Papatoto Pirates.
I'm sorry, but that's an amazing name.
That's the name, yeah.
But,
I hope you get the swag, mate.
Team Dizzle. Dizzmeister.
Dizzy Rascal.
Yeah.
Dizzy Rascal, that's good. That's a good one.
The one who excites me the most is El Magic.
El Magic.
I feel like he's got a few tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah.
So
I feel like though it is a little bit criminal to do L without a magico. Like, I'm sorry, but Spanish is like O on the end of every word, right?
Just El Magic, don't
I don't know, man. Look, hey, I'm a critical bastard, but that's just who I am.
TS3.
TS3. Already abbreviated.
Yeah.
I like that.
And SFL.
SFL. So thanks, guys, to all you guys for joining our league. We'll keep track of all you throughout the year, and hopefully,
Hopefully you don't beat us.
hopefully you don't beat us.
That's right. I'll just keep looking in the rear vision mirror for you guys. That's all right.
And if they want to check us out elsewhere, Red, where can they go?
Where?
Check us out on Instagram at NRL Fantasy Gurus.
We have an Insta?
Thank you for your on the field stadium reporting this week.
Yeah, stadium
actually.
reporting. Mate, she was hot as hell out there. and you know, a bit of a ginger in the sun.
So you're looking a bit red at the moment.
Hey, I am looking quite crisp from the trip. And look, it was actually really fun to go out there. There was no Melbourne Storm action out there. We had no bloody idea what was going on, and we couldn't even find a section with Melbourne Storm written on it. Rebels was everywhere, and there was some Melbourne FC, like little pack of people going on. There was nothing Melbourne happening that day, so we poorly timed it, but you know, it was still pretty fun to get out there and get amongst it.
Beautiful stadium, maybe.
Yeah,
actually, it's really cool.
I think we'll do a bit more of that during the season as well.
Yeah, we'll definitely be at as many games as we can, and like I said, thanks for everyone joining the league. Thanks, guys, for watching, and hopefully we've helped you decide to cam or not to cam. Thanks, guys.
I don't think we decided.
No, we helped at all.
Subscribe.